Hello and welcome back. Okay, this video is going to be all about how to find the surface area of this rectangular prism that I have here. Okay, so let's talk about surface area. Surface area is the area of all the surfaces. Now we can see we have an area here on the top, a surface there. We have a surface in the front, and we have a surface right here in the side. But what we don't see, but is there, is an equal surface that is underneath. That would be equal to the top. We have another surface on this side that is equal to the other side. And we have another surface that is in the back here that is equal to the front. So really we have 6 surfaces that we need to find the area of each and then add them all together to get the surface area. So let's start by naming what our surfaces are. I'm going to call this one right here the front. So this is the front. And then there is an equal one that we talked about in the back. It's going to be the same size. So I'm going to call that front and back. This one over here, I'm going to label with an S for side. There is an equal side over here that we just can't see. So I'm going to call that side, side. And then right here we have the top. There is an equal one under the prism called the bottom. So I'm going to call that top, bottom. So now that I know what I'm looking for, I can go ahead and find the area of each of those surfaces. So I'm going to take kind of a thicker pen here, and let's start with the front. The front area is a rectangle, which means I need to multiply length times width. So length times width will give me the area of the front. That is 8 times 16. Okay, so 8 times 16 will give me that area of the front. So let's go ahead and figure out what 8 times 16 is. And when you do, you should get 128. Now remember, there was 2 of them. We figured out the front, but there's also an identical back. So we need to take that and multiply it by 2. That will give us 256. So that means the front back is equal to 256. Okay, now that I've done that, let's erase some of this to make some more room. I'm going to erase those as well. And now let's look for our next one. We have a side. Side, where we have a length times a width to find the area of that rectangle. Okay, so we have a 5 down here at the bottom, but we don't have a number next to the other side. So I'm going to look for equal sides, one right here and one right here, and I find 8. So this is 5 times 8, which equals 40. Now remember, there are 2 identical sides, so I'm going to take this and multiply it by 2, which would give me 80. Okay, so far front and back is 256, side is 280, and now let's look and see if we can find top, bottom. Okay, erase those. Okay, so the area of the top is also a rectangle. So we're going to find length times width. Okay, now there's no numbers next to this, but we know opposite sides in rectangles are congruent or equal. So this is 16 and this is 5. Okay, so length times width for the top, bottom would be 16 times 5. Now, when you figure out what 16 times 5 is, you should get 80. And remember, again, there are 2 of them. There's the top, which we just figured out, and there's an equal one on the bottom. So we're going to take that and multiply it by 2, which would give you 160. So now that we figured out all our different sections, our front, back, our side, and our top, bottom, we're going to add those all together. 256 plus 80 plus 160. When you add those all together, you should end up with 496. Now, because you are talking about area, you would say it is a surface area, but you are talking about area. So you would need to label it with whatever units, squared or square units for this. All right, thanks for joining me. See you next time.